have meant so much to our athletic program over the past 4 years. Tonight, we are honoring seniors from our boys basketball, cheer, dance, and wrestling teams. We want to thank both the student athletes and their parents for the dedication that it takes to be part of a successful program. Tonight, we're beginning with the cheer squad. Our first senior, Emma Benton, daughter of Douglas Benton. Emma plans on attending Washington University in St. Louis with a double major in microbiology and neuroscience. Our next senior, Alexis Dedering. Daughter of Jeff and Karen Deering, Alexis plans on attending SIUE and majoring in business management. Next, Madison Hodge. Daughter of Elizabeth and Keith Madison. Madison plans on attending University of North Florida and majoring in sports photography. Next, Jenna Schultz. Daughter of Kevin and April Schultz. Jenna plans on attending McKinley University for cheer and is majoring in criminology. And our last cheer senior, Felicity Sturgeon. Daughter of David Sturgeon and Christine Sturgeon. Felicity is attending Lindenwood University for cheer and majoring in business administration. Now let's meet the seniors from the dance team. Sophia Hancock. Daughter of Matthew and Elizabeth Hancock, Sophia plans on attending Swift and majoring in marketing and marketing management. Next, Emma Longyear. Daughter of Daryl and Beth Longyear. Emma plans on attending Indiana State University and majoring in speech and language pathology. And our last dance member, Ava Schmidt. Daughter of Kyle and Tracy Schmidt. Ava plans on attending U of I Urbana-Champaign and majoring in kinesiology. And now let's meet the seniors from the wrestling team. Truett Blunt, son of Tom Blunt. Truett is currently undecided on college choice, but is majoring in civil engineering. Our next senior, John Sullivan, son of John and Jennifer Sullivan. John is currently undecided on college choice and major at this time. And lastly, for wrestling, the manager, J.Lo Moore. Daughter of Crystal Klaus and Omar Abdullah. J.Lo is attending Greenville University for powerlifting and is majoring in special education. And now let's meet the seniors from the boys basketball team. Caden Fern, son of Mattis and Jennifer Fern. Caden plans on attending SPIC and majoring in exercise science. Next, Corey Harris Jr., son of Winona Woolfolk and Corey Harris Sr. Corey is currently undecided on college choice and plans to major in sports management. Next senior, Stephen Hollins. Son of Shanriki, Preston, and Stephen Hollins. Stephen is currently undecided on both college choice and major at this time. Next, senior Jaden McCoo. Son of Elise McCoy and James McCoo. Jaden is currently undecided on college choice but plans to major in nursing. And Matthew Smith, son of Scott and Melissa Smith. Matthew is currently undecided on college choice but will be majoring in secondary education. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mascoutah Athletic Booster Club would like to thank the athletes for their dedication, sportsmanship, and goodwill while representing Mascoutah High School athletics and our community. We're proud to present this coin in appreciation of your commitment to NHS. Again, let's give another round of applause to our seniors. Congratulations to the class of 2025.
Mascoutah High School in Mascoutah, Illinois, in the south end of town. We welcome you inside the MHS Gymnasium for Mascoutah High School basketball. As tonight, it's the Rams of Riverview Gardens making the trip across the Mississippi as they take on the Mascoutah Indians in the second to final home game for the Tribe in 2025. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, alongside myself, I guess. So just there with you. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night as the Indians come into tonight looking to put a nice bow onto their home schedule. They do have one more home game. They will take on the Triad Knights on Friday. I mentioned last night during the girls' broadcast that we will not have coverage of those games due to some prior commitments, prior circumstances. So unfortunately, no Mega Night Friday night for the Indian Sports Network. We regret it. It's unfortunate, but hopefully the Indians can come out on top. But for our final broadcast of the year, the Indians take on the Rams. So the Indians come into tonight with a record of 15-11. Coming into this game after a win against Jerseyville last Friday. A blowout win that was. They come into tonight with a loss to Marshall County, Kentucky at the Benton Shootout on Saturday. Now, 3 days removed from that, they take on Riverview Gardens. So the Tribe trying to do their best to get the dub today. They come in led as always by Jada McCoo. 17.1 point per game average for McCoo, 428 points on the season. He has been a force to be reckoned with so far this year for the Indians. Stephen Hollins comes into the game's second leading scorer on the team, 12.5 points per game. Big night last Friday for Corey Harris. Big night last Friday for Corey Harris, who the last time that I watched him, which was that game here at home, Corey Harris put up 20 points. Jada McCoo put up 21 in that game. And Corey Harris put up 20, and he only made one three-pointer. Usually you'd assume that if Corey Harris is putting up 20 points, he's raining threes. No, he only made one three. In fact, he was 1 for 4 from three-point range last Friday night. So he was not exactly peak Harris. Jada McCoo was only 1 for 3. He put up 21 last Friday night. As for what went down, as I mentioned, the Benton Shootout. As for what went down in that game, Corey Harris, another big night. He had four players with 10 plus points, and the Indians, they put up 64 points in that game. And the Indians, when they put up 60 or more, those are games generally in which they're gonna win those games. But that Saturday, they just didn't put them up. 64 points, didn't do much to get it done, and they fell by a final of 71-64. Corey Harris had 15-17 from Stephen Hollins, including 4 three-pointers. Jada McCoo had 16. Matthew Smith himself put up 10. So it was a good effort for the Indians in that game, but Marshall County, Kentucky put up 71 in that affair. So now the Indians come into tonight. They will take on the Rams of Riverview Gardens. And Riverview Gardens comes into this game with a record of 7-13. That's an incomplete record. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch archives are missing 2 games in there. So at best they're 9-13. At worst they're 7-15. But what we do have is a 7-13 record. And that puts them in a tie for last place in the Suburban Conference Green Pool standings over in Missouri. 0-4 in their conference. They come into this game averaging in the 20 games that we have information from. They come in averaging 51 points a game. They're allowing 53. So they play a lot of tight basketball games. The Indians come into tonight, in contrast, averaging 55, allowing 54 in their 26 contests so far this year. For the Rams, they are led in the score sheet by jersey number 3. That's Rico Lumpkins. Averages 12.6 points per game in the 20 games they have on record. Tyreek Collins McIntyre is their number 2 with 10.4 in their 20 games on record. A 40% field goal shooter, but only 11% from 3-point range. Rico Lumpkins, watch out for him beyond the arc. He comes in at 38.3%. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of a dynamic we get tonight. Now, the JV game just prior to this, it was not pretty. It was something along the lines of 75-24 Mascoutah, something along those lines. It was not a pretty sight to see. The JV Indians absolutely took a beating to the Rams. So if that's any indication of what we're going to get tonight, it could be a long night. It could be a quick one here tonight. We should be started pretty close to on time despite the senior night festivities, but when you have a running clock fourth quarter of the JV game, that certainly helps move up the itinerary. But I would assume, as most of us are, I'm just looking to have a nice good one tonight as the Indians and the Rams meet. First time they've met on the basketball court since 2022, when they met in the Mascoutah Invitation, in the Mascoutah Tip-Off Classic back in 2022. First time the Rams have made the trip to Mascoutah. The Rams have made the trip to Mascoutah twice in the last 2 years for football, but have not made the trip for basketball in 2 years. So both teams headed to the benches. That's going to wrap up the pregame show. The Indians and the Rams. Should be a good one tonight. Tip-off comes your way next. This has been the Indians pregame show on the Indian Sports Network. We thank you for joining us. We'll have tip-off coming up next.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mascoutah High School. And tonight's varsity contest is visiting Riverview Gardens Rams and your Mascoutah Indians. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask you to stand for the presentation of the colors and the playing of the national anthem. Presenting the colors this evening are the MHS Junior ROTC, led by Cadet Caleb Kimbo, under the direction of Chief Shipman. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these will be the starting lineups. First, for the visiting team, the Rams of Riverview Gardens. And guard of high grade junior, number 1, Tyree Collins McIntyre. And guard of high grade 9 senior, number 2, Calvin Nash. And guard of high grade 9 senior, number 3, Rico Watkins. And guard of high grade 11 senior, number 5, Aaron McFadden. And at forward is 6'1" senior, number 10, Jerron Berry. Head coach of the Rams, Mr. Will Dunnigan. And guard of 5'2" senior, number 3, Corey Harrell.
senior night in Mascoutah, always fun. And it's the 5 seniors on the floor for the Indians to start this game. Stephen Almas, Corey Harris, Jaden McCoo, Caden Fern, Matthew Smith. For the guard for the Rams is McCoo going to get the opening tip, take it to the rim, no good, doesn't go. For the Rams out there, it's Collins, McIntyre, Nash, Lumpkins, McFadden, and Berry. Top of the circle for the Rams. They get it inside, the ball comes loose, Jaden McCoo comes out with it. McCoo sends it over. Hollins, Harris down to the corner. They get it out for Smith. Swing it over to Hollins. Head fake on a 3. Back to Harris at the top. Harris directing traffic with his left hand. Gets it over to Caden Fern, who gets the start tonight, the senior on senior night. Swinging it back around. They look to McCoo. Kick it out from Fern. Fern into McCoo. Going to go up to the lane. Jaden McCoo. And that's how we start tonight. Jaden McCoo gets the Indians on the board early. Rams up the floor with it now. Moving to the right is Tyreek Collins McIntyre. Going to go up with a big jumper back of the rim. It's going to fall down. And McCoo's got it back. Here's Hollins. Hollins to the corner. Loves that pot. McCoo back to Harris. They swing it to Fern. Caden Fern from the corner. And Caden Fern hits the 3. Caden Fern, his first start of the year, gets the 3-pointer, and the Indians up 5. And then he's going to get a foul. That was Kieran McFadden. Dribbling the basketball. Fern called for the foul, and McFadden will take it out of bounds for the Rams here. Brings it over to the right side, and that is McIntyre. McIntyre gives it over to Jerome Berry. Berry gonna try to drive, gets stopped to the block, fakes, now goes up with it, missed it. Hollins to the rebound. Indians back the other way here. Hollins to McCoo, left wing. Sends it back out, Hollins. Hollins dribbles into the lane, floater. Stephen Hollins gets in. Fast start for the Tribe here coming up. Collins McIntyre between the circle and an early timeout for the Rams.
30-second timeout called for the Rams.
Indians basketball is presented by Ben Norburns and Judy Dempsey Homes. At Judy Dempsey Homes, they take pride in their ties to the local community. Whether you need an agent as a buyer or seller, locally or beyond, contact Ben Norburns for a personalized experience to make your selling or buying process as easy as possible. Contact Ben today. A proud alumni of Mascoutah High School and a supporter of Indian athletics, visit jdrealestate.com. Out of the timeout, here's Calvin Nash trying to take it to the rim. Nash gets pulled up, and he's going to get called for a travel, and the Indians will take it right back. 5:44 to play in the opening quarter. The Indians out 7-0 lead. Stephen Hollins over to Caden Fern. Fern swings it over to Harris. Harris back for Fern. Fern right wing 3. Doesn't go. Back of the rim. Missed the shot. Rebound coming back in for the Rams. They get it to Calvin McIntyre, who gets it in. The rebound was Rico Lumpkins. Here's McCoo to Fern now quickly. Fern over to Hollins. Hollins bounce passes it down to the corner for Matthew Smith. Smith over to Fern. Fern going to go inside, and that's tipped away. Lumpkins going to try and go down the lane. Excuse me, that's Nash. And Rico Nash goes down the lane. So a 4-0 run out of the timeout for the Rams here. Here's Hollins, left corner. They get this one out for Harris. Lobbed inside McCoo. McCoo going to go to the rim and finish. 4:47 to go. Calvin Nash rolls off a screen set by Jerome Berry. Now gives this one over to Collins McIntyre. Floats one in. Power dribble. They kick this out for Lumpkins. Lumpkins trying to drive in. Dishes it off outside. 3-ball coming. And not going to go. 3-pointer was missed there by Lumpkins. The Indians get it back after Smith picked up the rebound. McCoo in a corner. Lobbed inside Smith. Back out Harris. Over to Hollins to Fern. Fern overhead. Long way across for Harris. Harris has it between the circles. Swings it left side. Looks inside. Matthew Smith. 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Smith out to Caden Fern. Fern swings it across. Now they look inside McCoo. Hollins from the left wing. Doesn't go back rim. And a travel is called as Caden Fern caught it but fell backwards and slid across the floor. So a travel on a technicality there for the Indians. Ball will be inbounded by Karen McFadden. Indians going to go in a press here. Up 9-4, 3:48 to go. Collins McIntyre moving to his left. Now going to bring it up over the floor to the right side. Trying to drive. Down to the baseline. Spins out. Kicks it out for a 3. This coming from Lumpkins. No. And the Indians back the other way. Here is McCoo. Harris has it left wing. Bounce back over to Hollins. Back to Harris. Swing it. Caden Fern left side wing. Gets it to Smith in the right corner. Fern, right corner 3. Bang! Down the floor come the Indians, come the Rams. Tyree Collins McIntyre out toward the backcourt. Gonna give it over to Rico Lumpkins. Just to the right of the Indian logo at midcourt. Lumpkins dribbling between the legs. He's got Corey Harris wide on him. Now Lumpkins trying to go to the rim. And he gets it off the window and good. Rams cut into that lead a little bit. And here's Fern. And Fern nearly wanted to take another 3. He's already hit 2. They get it to McCoo. McCoo inside from the block. And Jada McCoo, 6 points here in the opening quarter. 2:27 to go. Here's Lumpkins down the lane. Lumpkins swings it over. And now the ball stolen away. Hollins trying to take it the distance. Stephen Hollins coast to coast. The Indians by 10. 16-6 in the first. Collins McIntyre knocks down Hollins. And now this jump shot knocked away by Hollins. He recovers though to the right wing. Hollins giving him a little bit of space. Now he's trying to go. Gonna go through. Knocked away. Denied. By Matthew Smith. Indians couldn't save it. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rams. But a denial by Matthew Smith. Minute 47 to go and the Indians by 10 here. Baseline out of bounds. Lumpkins lobs it out for Jerome Berry, who gives it over to Collins McIntyre. Out to Lumpkins. Lumpkins goes behind the back, looking for somewhere to go with it. Gives it over to Collins McIntyre. McIntyre pulls up, jumper short. Smith gives it over to McCoo, gives it over to Hollins. Harris in the corner for 3. Bang again! Corey Harris that time! And the Indians 19-6 to score. By the way, Caden Fern was subbed out for his brother Mattis. So if Fern is still in the game, but now it's Mattis Fern. There's a foul on Matthew Smith as he gets up against Lumpkins trying to go to the basket. They say he got a little bit more than ball.
Number 13, Matthew Smith of the Indians, going from Falcons, first team, second. At the line is your 2, number 3, Rico Lumpkins, for the Rams.
So Lumpkins will go to the line to shoot 2. He's a 53.6% free throw shooter. He misses on the first attempt. Collins McIntyre out of the game. They put in Malachi Dickerson. Minute to play in the opening quarter. Second free throw good for Lumpkins. 19-7 with 60 seconds. Harris coming up the floor, gets a little something told to him from Coach Schumacher. Here's a lob into Smith. Smith will get fouled down to the baseline. They're going to call it a baseline foul. Mattis Fern will inbound the ball for the Tribe. Lob it out for McCoo. McCoo kicks it out. Hollins wide open three downtown. Missed it short. Gets his own rebound though with a long short rebound. McCoo gonna get it over to Mattis Fern. Mattis Fern for three. It doesn't go. McCoo able to get the rebound. Keep this with the Indians. A 30-second possession here. Harris to Hollins. Hollins back to Harris. They swing it over Mattis Fern inside. Ball knocked away. And it goes out of bounds off off of Karen McFadden. Ball gets put out. LA sends it across. Hollins sends it back to Harris. Harris looks inside. Near a 50-second possession, under 10 seconds to go. Harris to Hollins, back to Harris, takes the three. Bang! At the buzzer now, Calvin Nash trying to play hero, can't do it. The Indians put up 22 in the first, and they are out to a fast start of this one. 22-7 Tribe. We'll go to the second. The Indians on top big.
New to Mascoutah but open since 1972, Joe's Pizza has plenty to offer. No matter what you're in the mood for, Joe's Pizza has a variety of options for you. Check out their handmade pizzas, pastas, subs, salads, and wings located at 215 East Main in Mascoutah. Along with their delicious food, Joe's has friendly workers, a clean and safe environment, and fast and efficient service. Don't just take our word for it, look at many reviews left by members of our own community. Available for delivery or carryout. Joe's Pizza, where every bite feels like home.
Second quarter ready to get underway as the Indians come in now. Rico Lumpkins gets it over to Karen McFadden. McFadden gonna get fouled from behind by Hollins. Hollins will have his first foul. They'll call it a shooting foul. Karen McFadden will go to the free throw line. McFadden 58.3% of the line this year. He has the first one. Second free throw is good. 22-9 as we open up the second quarter. And the Indians come up. Stephen Hollins moving up the floor, gets it over to Matthew Smith. Smith back over to Hollins. Hollins left wing, now Harris. Harris to Smith. He couldn't finish on the dunk, nearly did. Trying to give us something special on senior night. Here's a move inside and a miss by Malachi Dickerson. Matthew Smith with a rebound back, get away for the Indians. They get it quickly to Hollins in the corner. Catch and shoot for three, doesn't go. Ball comes loose, and a foul is called. It'll be a foul on the Indians. It'll be against Matthew Smith. Rico Rico Lumpkins bringing the ball up the floor. Gonna try and get some separation. Floats one up and it falls. Pretty good move, good motion there. Now they look inside. Here's McCoo. McCoo gets it out for Harris. Kicks it over to Mattis Fern. Fern back out Harris. Again to Fern to the corner. Looks into Smith. Smith finds McCoo. McCoo trying to go up strong. Draws a foul. He'll go and he will go to the free throw line. Foul was on Karen McFadden. McCoo hits the first free throw. Jarrell Crumble checks into the game for the Indians. He'll take out Matthew Smith for a break. Second free throw was good for McCoo, and now here come the Rams. Here's a three from the corner, and a connection from Calvin Nash. 10-point game again. Jaden McCoo swings this ball around for Corey Harris. Harris between the circles over to Hollins. Hollins back to Harris. Harris looks to Hollins. McCoo back Fern, right wing. No, doesn't take the shot. Now look into McCoo underneath. McCoo nowhere to go, gets it out for Fern. Mattis Fern takes it up and in, and Mattis Fern gets one to go. Good work there by the freshman. This ball gets kicked out of the corner for Tyreek Collins McIntyre. McIntyre down to the floor, and a foul is called. An offensive foul on number 2, that's Calvin Nash. 26-14 Indians here in the second. Jaden McCoo gonna bring it up the floor. Gives it over to Hollins. Hollins to Fern. Fern looking back to Harris. Harris looks into McCoo. McCoo dishes it off for Hollins. Hollins moving to his right, gets it to Harris, drives in, now back out. Fern from the right corner, off the side of the backboard, didn't go. Now they get it out. Lumpkins looks over to Malachi Dickerson. Excuse me, that's Karen McFadden, who puts one up and in. Rams keeping it somewhat close, 26-16 score. This one comes out. McCoo kicks it over to Carlo Garcia into the game for the Indians. Here's Fern, looks inside to McCoo. McCoo had it, lost it, stolen away. Lumpkins finds McIntyre. Knocked away by McCoo! Out to Hollins. Hollins trying to go all the way. They don't get it in transition. They set up an offense. Out to Hollins for three. Hollins from the corner connects. And the Indians keep the offense moving. That's 7 of the night so far for Hollins. Indians spreading the wealth around. 4 out of the 5 players in the court right now have points. Here's basket missing from McIntyre. Here's one over a dish to Fern. Steve Addis Fern gonna get one up, and he's gonna get a foul. Oh, as he kind of went over the back of Rico Lumpkins. Matthew Smith checks back in. He'll replace Fern. So it's Fern, Harris. So it's Hollins, McCoo, Smith, Harris, and Garcia on the floor for the Tribe right now. Here's Collins McIntyre. Over. Downtown three from Lumpkins. No. Hollins on a rebound. The Indians head by 13, moving up the floor. Hollins into the lane, kicks this one out. Corey Harris from three, off the back rim, no good. They keep it though. The Indians do the offensive glass. Now they send it over. McCoo, right corner, no. Ball's loose, kept alive by Hollins. 3:40 to play. We're in the second. They look inside over the head of Smith, and it's picked off by Rico Lumpkins. Lumpkins, now they get it down to the corner. Jumper coming from McIntyre, missed it there from the corner. Now they get it to Hollins, and he gets it in transition. And the Indians are going to take a timeout there first of the game.
30-second timeout.
3 minutes, 20 seconds to play here in the second quarter. And the Indians on top, 31-16. A big one so far tonight. Indians basketball is brought to you by D.E. Martin Roofing. Everyone has a roof, and everyone struggles to find a company they can trust and count on. Since 1980, Martin Roofing has been a family-owned roofing company, serving both residential and commercial customers. Reach out to new heights with Martin Roofing at martinroof.net. 3:20 to go, first half. The Indians leading 31-16. Ball comes inside. They get this one out. Kicks it to the corner. Now a floater inside. That's good for Malachi Dickerson as he gets the Rams to score here coming off the break. Harris gets it out to Hollins. Hollins over to Carter Garcia. Baseball passes it over to Harris. Harris between the circles, looking around. Love lobs inside. Matthew Smith goes up, doesn't get it. Rebound for Carter Garcia, and Garcia puts it in. The Indians ahead, 33-18. 2:25 to play, second quarter. Here's Dickerson, gonna give it over to McIntyre. McIntyre, bounce pass across for Rico Lumpkins. Lumpkins is gonna garner an offensive foul.
Number 15, Malachi Dickerson, the Rams for the offense, his first, team third. Substitutions, number 5, Jerome Crumble goes in for the Indians, looking for the Rams, number 4, Demarion Castro, number 10.
Jerome Crumble checks in for the game. He'll send Carter Garcia off. Indians ahead by 15. 2:05 to go in the second quarter. McCoo back out for Hollins. Three. Even Hollins continues to rain the threes. Now the Rams miss on a three. That came out the hand of Marion Castor. Indians pick up the rebound. Here's Harris with a big time up and around it in. And the Indians up 38-16. Dishes this one off to the Rams. They keep it. And a floater is good on the putback for McIntyre. 18-point lead for the Indians. 38-20 with a minute 18 to go to the half. Corey Harris back in the backcourt, just dribbling it out here a little bit. Now moving over to the right side. They get it over to Crumble. Crumble sends it over to McCoo in the right corner. Indians up 38-20. Here's Matthew Smith. Smith down the lane, gonna float one up, doesn't go. Crumble able to get the rebound, then Smith fights for it, and it's still loose. Jada McCoo keeps it alive. Ball stayed inbounds down there somehow. 45 seconds to play, second quarter. Ball's knocked away, and now Lumpkin spins into the paint, and it is stopped. Wedgie. Jada McCoo gets it out of there, but we will have it, but it'll be Indian ball. Down the floor, they kick this one out. Stephen Holland sends it over to Harris. Harris has it. Now looks, trying to float one up inside. Doesn't go. Ball is loose, and it goes out of bounds. 10.8 seconds to play. Sideline out of bounds here for the Rams. Indians ahead, 38-20, 10.8 seconds to go. We're in the second quarter. Ball gets bounced out. Rams coming down the floor. McIntyre trying to go to the rim. 4 seconds to go. Lumpkins, 3-ball, hits it, and time will wind out. So with 3 at the buzzer for the Rams, they'll take this to the half. The Indians on top, 38-23. We'll have the second half for you in about 10 minutes.
Gentlemen, for your halftime
Ready to start the second half. The Indians on top, 38-23. Riverview Gardens will have possession of the basketball to start the half. And they get this one in. Jerome Berry. McFadden gets this one out to Lumpkins. Lumpkins gonna try and take it into the lane. Gonna throw it up from the top of the key. Doesn't go. Ball is loose. The Indians get the basketball and a rebound. And they move it up the floor. Here's Harris. Corey Harris coming up the floor. And this one thrown in through the hands of Matthew Smith. Harris could not save it. 7:27 left to go in the third. Lumpkin, McIntyre gets it into Jerome Berry. Now back to McIntyre. McIntyre going to try to go down the lane. Kicks it to the corner. Jerome Berry, or Karen McFadden, excuse me. Misses from three from the corner. Indians back the other way. Harris swings it over to Hollins. Hollins has it now between the circles. Going to take it between the circles. Get it over to Corey Harris. Harris trying to split down the lane. Out to Hollins. Hollins to Mattis Fern. Fern over to Hollins. Left wing three. Doesn't go. Rebound Jerome Berry. Rams down the floor they come. Here's Calvin Nash. Long two. Buries it. 38-25 Indians. 6.5 to play in the third. McCoo gets this one. It's going to get knocked out of bounds. Tipped by Jerome Berry. Indians will get a baseline out of bounds. Inbound the Bums. Matthew Smith gives it over to Corey Harris. Harris gets this one over to Jada McCoo. McCoo gets it out for Smith. Smith sends it over to Mattis Fern. Fern over and across. Now back out. Harris for Hollins. Hollins over to Harris. Harris into the lane, kicks it to the corner. Hollins, bang! Stephen Hollins knocks one down to the Indians, up 41-25. Coming off the floor, they send it over to Collins McIntyre. McIntyre dishes it across, bounce passes it over to Jerome Berry. Berry looking, trying to find somewhere to go. Kicks it over to Rico Lumpkins. Lumpkins from three, he hits.
3-point basket for Calvin Nash.
41-28, 5:17 to go in the third. Here's Harris, and we'll get an Indian timeout.
Mascoutah, hey student section, take a look at the video board for a special announcement from Dr. Dietz.
And they have just announced on the video board that there will be no school tomorrow in Mascoutah School District 19. It will be it. So the Indian student section having a good time. No school tomorrow on a Wednesday. So great news out there. So no school tomorrow for the Indians. What a better way to end senior night. Rams on the move. McIntyre into the lane. They give it over to Stephen Hollins. Hollins back the other way. Kicks it to the corner. McCoo, or Harris rather, for three. No good. Ball's going to go out of bounds. 4:54 to go. Ball is free. Sorry about that. I had to step aside for just a moment. Jada McCoo down the floor. Comes up. Jada McCoo to the rim. And the Indians ahead. 43-28, 4-8, 19 to play. We're going to add an injury, it appears. It looks like Calvin Nash for the Rams is limping off the floor. Malachi Dickerson comes into the game. But the spirits now all of a sudden are high here in Mascoutah. Karan McFadden looking right, and he gets called for a travel. Corey Harris sends it across. Jada McCoo gets it in over the line. Now they get it up. Here's Hollins down to the corner over to Harris. Back out McCoo. McCoo gonna pull up. Three-pointer. Doesn't go. Ball comes back the other way. Ball's knocked away. Now they send it out. Hollins McIntyre has it left wing. 3:38 to go in the third. Ball is loose. Down to the floor. Coming back the other way. Knocked away. Now they send it right wing. Step back, no. Collins McIntyre pulls it back a bit. Now he comes in, steps into it from the jump free throw line. It doesn't go. And a foul is called as Malthus Fern trying to pull it down. It'll be on Karan McFadden. Here's Corey Harris. Harris out to Fern. Fern back over to Harris. Harris down the floor, looks inside. This one goes up. And Matthew Smith will draw a foul and go to the free throw line at the end one. Indians ahead 45-28, 3:01 to go in the third. And Smith buries the free throw. Rams coming back out. Calvin Nash, who's back into the game after leaving with an apparent injury, gets fouled down to the corner. They'll call that on Malthus Fern.
Number 20, Malthus Fern of the Indians with the foul, his second, team first.
There they go. They send this one now down the lane. It is up and no good for Jerome McFadden. We're going to get a foul called on, I believe that'll be on Jerome Berry as the Indians will get it back, and it is. Third foul of the quarter for the Rams. 46-28 lead for the Indians here. Ball comes in. Jada McCoo had it, lost it. Now Collins McIntyre going back the other way. Underneath, and it is going to end another foul call. It's the foul is on Hollins. Second of the quarter for the Indians there. There's a lob outside. They get this one out. Berry. Lumpkins has it out between the arc. 2:27 to go in the third. They look inside. A lob floater up, doesn't go. Now they kick it out and into the hands of McCoo. McCoo down the lane. McCoo gonna go coast to coast for Jada McCoo. Indians by 20. 2:12 to go in the third. Jumper no go at the other end. On a quick comeback by Rico Lumpkins. Now they float one ahead for Harris. Harris gets it over to Jarrell Crumble. Crumble Swings it back over to Harris. Minute 55 to go in the third. Over to Crumble, left wing. Crumble trying to figure out where to go. Gets it over to Smith. Smith for Harris, right wing. Harris kicks it back over to Hollins. Hollins, deep three, no. And Jerome Berry going to come down with a rebound. Back the other way. This one going to go off the hands of Harris on a bad pass. Break there for the Rams. 1:32 to play in the third. Out of bounds in front of the bleachers for the Rams on the far side. Collins McIntyre. Top of the circles. Trying to dribble, nearly lost it. And now trying to find it, kicks to the corner. Ball comes through, so it's a loose basketball and all kinds of bodies over there. Barry gets it, lost it, and the foul. That'll be on Jarrell Crumble. Carlo Garcia's into the game. He'll replace Matthew Smith. The Indians ahead, 48-28. Ball comes out. Tyreek McIntyre. And we're going to get a foul on the floor before McIntyre could get to the lane. Stephen Holland's going to get that foul called against him. That's the fourth foul of the quarter for the Indians. One more in free throws. It'll be a baseline. It'll be a foul on the floor, so baseline out of bounds. Here is McIntyre. Three-point ball coming, no good. Hollins gets the rebound, moving up the floor. Hollins over, and he bounced pass, bad pass over to Harris, and the Indians will have it, or the Rams will have it, excuse me. Coming out from just in front of the student section. Ball gets sent out. Coming up the floor. McIntyre sends it over. Moving up the floor. Here is McIntyre. Underneath, and the Indians steal it. McCoo over to Harris. Harris trying to get into the lane. He lost it. Back comes McIntyre. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. McIntyre with a floater. It's good. It's a 48-30 game. 13 seconds to go. Harris with two guys on him. Gets it over to Crumble. Over to Hollins. Clock winding to 5. Down to 3. McCoo into the lane. Goes up. Got it off the buzzer. Time winds down. And at the end of the third, the Indians lead by 20. 50-30 with 8 minutes to go. You're listening to the Indian Sports Network.
You don't need to compromise to lift for a great price. Just go to the gym. New Energy Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Work privately or sign up for one of the many available classes. So swipe your membership card and head right on in. And with an amazing atmosphere and community, you'll feel right at home. So for great prices, equipment, and everything else, head to 602 West Main Street. Apply now at newenergyfit.com or call 618-448-0331.
Eight minutes to go. The Indians have the ball coming out of the timeout. And they lose it as McCoo stepped out of bounds down the baseline. 20-point game, final 8 minutes. McIntyre has it. Out between the circles, looking around, swings it over. And that ball comes out, stolen away. Harris down the lane, gonna go up, and he missed. Tipped back by McCoo, missed that one. Missed it twice on a putback. Coach Schumacher not pleased. Down the lane, McIntyre kicks it to the corner, and a three is good for Karen McFadden. And we're going to have a foul as the Indians move it back the other way. It'll be against McIntyre. Team first to the quarter for the Rams. Addis Fern gets it into McCoo. McCoo going to give it to Harris, who's going to get fouled trying to go to the rim. And the Rams get another foul. This one will put Harris at the line. Harris's first free throw is short. Second free throw is good though for Harris. And now back come the Rams. Moving across, they give it over to Collins McIntyre. McIntyre goes up, missed it. And now here, cut back the other way, come the Indians. Harris gets her on the screen by McCoo, and they're going to say he carried the basketball. 51-33, 6:51 to go in the fourth. Tyree Collins McIntyre gets it over to Rico Lumpkins. Lumpkins over to Calvin Nash. Lumpkins going to go into the lane, kicks this one over to Jerome Berry. Berry over to Nash. Nash trying to drive inside, now gets an angle, goes up, ball comes tipped out, it'll stay with the Rams. Good work there to keep it in, got to give credit where credit's due there. Collins McIntyre on the wing, trying to drive in, dishes it off. Out of the corner. Indians still with a big lead. Ball moving over to the right side, comes back a little bit. Collins McIntyre now moving down the lane. Gives it over. Nash trying to drive in, and a foul is called. Stephen Hollins called for the foul. Hollins has 4 fouls tonight. He's also got 15 points. Rams looking to inbound. 5:51 to play here in the fourth. Ball gets knocked away. They kick this ball over. 3-ball coming. McFadden doesn't go. Matthew Smith gets the rebound. Here is Jada McCoo. McCoo down the floor, gets it into Mattis Fern, kicks it out to Hollins. Reset the offense here for the Indians. Smith over to Corey Harris. 5:28 to play in the fourth. They get it in. Matthew Smith looking, goes over to Hollins. Hollins, right wing, dishes it over. Corey Harris, downtown three, no. Lumpkins gets the rebound for the Rams. Moving back the other direction. Lost the handle, now moves it, gets it back. Calvin Nash over to McIntyre. Now back over to McIntyre again after he gave it over to McFadden. Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Indians ahead by 18. McFadden swings it over to McIntyre. McIntyre down the rim, gonna try to go, looks over, gets it, stolen away. Corey Harris with it up and in. And the Indians lead back to 20. Down the floor, here's Calvin Nash. Nash over, and that's not going to go, but he gets his own rebound, spinning into the lane, kicks this one goes. 4:13 to play. Hollins. Down, dishes it off to McCoo. 4:05 to go. McCoo. Over to Harris. Harris pulls it into the backcourt. 3:55 to play. Harris. Down the lane. Jumps this one up. It does not go. Collins McIntyre. Down the floor. And he will get called for a foul.
Number 4, Jaden McCoo, the Indians with the foul.
It'll be Jaden McCoo called for the foul. And the Indians now have all 5 of their seniors back on the floor, likely for the last couple minutes of the game. Here's Lumpkins, goes up, doesn't get it. Matthew Smith has it back. Harris throws it, McCoo throws it away, trying to find Harris. Now the Rams get it out. Lumpkins catch and shoot 3. It stays with the Rams. Lumpkins again for 3. That one doesn't go either. Ball is loose, still for the Rams, and a floater, no good. And now we get a foul that'll be on the Rams. That'll be on Malachi Dickerson, third of the quarter for the Rams. 3:18 to go. Darrell Crumble into the game, and out comes Matthew Smith. So Matthew Smith off the floor for the final time in 2025. So it looks like that'll be the strategy for the final couple minutes of the game for Cole Schumacher, as he will methodically take out the seniors one at a time. Here's Jaden McCoo, goes up, can't get it. Back the other way come the Indians, up and in for Rico Lumpkins. 53-37, 2:54 to go. Carlo Garcia checks in at the scorer's table. We'll see who he takes out. Caden Fern. Corey Harris now. Dribbles into the backcourt. Now dribbling in. Harris up, goes, got it. Good for Harris. 55-37, 2.5 to play. Fourth quarter of the game. Into the lane it goes, no good. Crumble on the rebound, trying to get it to McCoo down to the other end. McCoo, oh, he timed it perfectly. The lead is 20 once more. 2:15 to play. And a foul call to the other end. McCoo called for the foul. Carlo Garcia into the game. And he'll take out Stephen Hollins. So Stephen Hollins is off the floor for the final time in an Indian uniform. So they still have McCoo, Harris, and Fern out there. Ambrose Bentley at the scorer's table. Here's McIntyre. McIntyre kicks this one out. And this one up, no good. McCoo gets the rebound for the Indians. 1:53 to go. McCoo dishes it off. Harris got it. Indians up 59-37. McCoo will foul just for the purpose of fouling. And he will come out for the final time. Ambrose Bentley is into the game. .144 to go. Fern and Harris, the only seniors out there now. And it is TJ Perkins who will come into the game. And he will take out Corey Harris. So Corey Harris exits the game. TJ Perkins is in now. Bentley gets it into Darrell Crumble. 1:38 to play. Indians will probably foul on purpose to get this. They get it over to Perkins, knocked away. Down the floor, Lumpkins. Lumpkins over to the corner, McFadden. Buries it from 3. 59-40 with 1:16 to go. Matt Caden Fern wanted the three. They're going to give it back to him. Fern has it, stolen away. Knocked away, Nash goes up, it's good.
It's good for Calvin Nash.
59-42. Indians under a minute to play. Crumble to the corner. Caden Fern didn't take the three. Carlo Garcia's got it. They get it out, they get it to Fern. Fern won't take the three. Now it's Fern again. Fern into the lane, goes up, missed it. He's called for the foul. He'll go to the free throw line, and I imagine that'll be it for him after that. 29.5 seconds to go. No good on the first free throw. Second free throw is good. And Caden Fern is out of the game. So Caden Fern makes the free throw. Michael King, Bryce Thompson will go in. Caden Fern is done. And the Indian seniors have exited stage right. McIntyre makes the layup. Thompson misses there. Bentley keeps it alive for the Indians, down to 8 seconds. 60-44. They get it out to Crumble. Crumble will just hold it, and that will do it. The Indians on senior night with a blowout victory. 60-44, the final tonight. What a night. A blowout win. The seniors go out special. And hey, guess what? No school tomorrow for the Indians. It's been a fun year, everybody. I'm so glad that you've joined us each and every Indians conference game we've had the pleasure to call all this year. I'm so glad that you've been with us. We aren't for sure if baseball and softball or soccer are in the works. We don't know. It's up in the air right now if we'll be able to put those games on this channel. So this could be the final time this year. Or who knows, maybe we'll have those sports coming up in a couple of months. But because of the prior circumstances, I won't be able to bring you the games on Friday. So for the final time, for now, at least for basketball season, we thank you so much for joining us. Owen Dressler saying so long from Mascoutah High School.